Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to go over this giant 3.1 cycle. It's such a fast deck. I did do a deck recently like this, but this deck just got buffed 3 times. The giant, the musketeer, and the mini P.E.K.K.A. all 3 of them got buffed in this patch, and they're absolutely insane when they're put together, especially on this cheap cycle. Let's get right back into the games. Alright guys, let's begin. So with the giant cycle, generally, you still have to play it a little bit carefully. You always have to be very vigilant when you're playing decks like this that are very fast-paced. But of course, with the mini P.E.K.K.A, we have a lot more opportunity to get easy counters because mini P.E.K.K.A takes care of a lot of win conditions, like the Hog Rider, things like the Miner, like we just saw right there. And we actually get a positive trade right at the start of the game. So I'm just going to go ahead and go for a giant. Just already, we have a nice chance because we're up 2 Elixir. Should be a good time. Again, we have multiple spells here. We have the Zap, the Fireball, and the Log. Wallbreakers is going to be an outstanding matchup for this. All we have to do is find a way through the only probably one building they have, probably Bomb Tower based on what we've seen so far. I'm expecting Bomb Tower, and again, missing the NATO, but still, this could be tough for us if he plays it well. He probably has a Bomb Tower. I'm going to go for a mini P.E.K.K.A behind the Giant, and what you're going to see is with this deck, you can actually, like, stack a second Giant, and it's a serious threat. Like, I can go Giant over here, and our opponent has nothing for this. He's already used his building. He only made one. Like, this was a mistake. He missed the tornado, but I already have a second giant on the board. This is already so good for me. We know he has Zap, we know he has Wall Breakers, but our opponent can already just give up. This is already such a crazy, crazy matchup. We're already doing so well. Look how fast this deck can punish. 2 giants already on the board, and we've been playing this game for about a minute. And I think this guy's just giving up, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the 3 crown, just try to win really quickly. But we'll time-lapse start this game. I can't wait to show you just how powerful this deck is. It goes so fast to get some of these wins. Too easy, guys. Too easy. Alright, guys. Now that you sort of understand how the deck's going to work, let's hopefully get a little bit of a more solid opponent here. I'll start with an Ice Spirit, just waiting out, see what our opponent's got. Maybe I'll just go for, like, some kind of... Okay, sure. I don't have a mini P, so I have to unfortunately go for a Muskie. I'm going to Fireball this just to stop the damage. I'm not really interested in taking a Hog Shot if I don't have to. And my deck has really good control over the board. We have lots of, like, units like mini P.E.K.K.A and things like that that can take care of a lot of these Hogs in the future. So I'm not too concerned about them. We're going to be in a good spot overall. So it looks like it's actually going to be 2.6, which means we're probably not going to have our mini P.E.K.K.A in cycle every time. But it's good. That means we're going to have to use the occasional Fireball and defense just to make sure we're not taking too much damage. Here I'm just going to cycle a Zap. I don't want to waste my mini P or my Mega Minion in the back here because it will get sniped. So we'll just go ahead and go for like a Log here. Seems like probably the best move. And again, we'll go for this mini P. It will hit everything, and we can just go for a nice Mega Minion on the Muskie. We should be just fine. And no hits for the Hog. Yet again, only the Fireball. That's another good thing for this deck. You can cycle back to your mini P very fast for those types of win conditions. Even things like E-Giant, you'll be able to get maybe even 2 mini Ps down just for 1 E-Giant, which is awesome. And again, now that we know the Giant's out of cycle, I might start with my, his Hog's out of cycle. I might go for my Giant. It might not be a bad play right now. Thinking about just going Giant. I need to cycle with my mini P though, so if he goes for like if he tries to start cycling, like we start seeing him cycle some cards, I might go Ice Spirit, Log, and then try to get back to my mini P because it's the next card. Yeah, we'll do that. Ice Spirit, Log, and then of course go for the mini P.E.K.K.A like before. And we should only take 1 hit here, I think. Maybe 2. No, actually 0. Wow. Mini P's a little bit stronger than I thought it was. Actually a very solid card. So here I'm just going to go for a Fireball, and we'll Zap too, because we want to make sure we can take out the Muskie. That's kind of what this deck is made for. We're going to Zap the... Yep, hit the Muskie out the board. Not interested in your Musketeer. And now Skellies are on the board, but how many giant shots is this guy going to take here? At least 1, right? Maybe even 2 shots. It's looking nice. Another 600 chip on both lanes, and we're in a great spot here. We have already our Ice Spirit, Log, mini P.E.K.K.A combo back. So we're going to be very solid up against the next giant, next Hog push here. Let's see. I think I'll just go for another giant, because I know that I'm going to be able to play like mini P, Ice Spirit, Log again. Okay, let's just go same thing as we just did before. Ice Spirit, Log, and then of course mini P at the tower, and we take no hits, as we just saw, and we can just go for a giant at the bridge. He plays a cannon, and then I'll go for a Muskie at the bridge, and then we'll be able to just easily get through this. There's pretty much no chance this guy can hold this now. He has to go Skellies to block the mini P, so I'll Zap them. Easy Zap. Make sure to get them off the board. Then we'll go for a nice Ice Spirit, trying to make it a little bit more pushy. But still, look at this guy's, he's playing very well. This is a good 2.6 player, so it's going to be tough for us to break through. We might actually need 2 giants, not just 1. That might be the best way for us to break through this. That's what I'm going to go for. We're going to try to get 2 giants on the board at the same time. Probably my best course of action when it comes to winning this game. I'll start with a giant in the back, and then once he plays a cannon, I'll go into the opposite lane. So now I'm going to go for a giant. There's no Hog in cycle. I also have Ice Spirit mini P in cycle, so I have very good control right now. I'm going to go mini P same lane. Muskie same lane. He might go for a Fireball on this. That'd probably be the best idea. Okay, so wow, he's switching, but still, that doesn't really work. I just Log here. Logging here is really solid, and I can even get my second giant down, and we're going to have a dual lane giant push already in this game. 2 giants, both lanes. I do not know how this guy's going to stop us because it's not looking very good for him so far. He needs to find a way to get Skellies down, but I don't think he can. I don't think he has enough time. I'm going to put another Mini-P down. There's no Skellies available. That means that cannon is going to get shredded. Yeah, look at this. The second Mini-P is going to go so crazy on that left tower. At least give me one hit. Come on. Oh, I deserve it. I deserve it. Come on. There we go. See, look at that. Mini-P breaks through just once. And even though it's just one time, it's still such a good breakthrough. And I can even fireball the Hog. I don't want to take any hits again because Hog does a lot of damage if you let it get too close, right? So I'm going to go for just the Giant. So now that we're going for this lane, because that's where we got our Mini-P hit, we're going to go for a Giant in the back. Maybe try to go Ice Spirit this lane. He might try for a Hog. That's what I'm kind of concerned about. If he goes for a Hog, I'll just put Mini-P behind. I'm not too concerned. We'll go for a Muskie this lane. Alright, we'll go for a Mini-P. He's obviously trying this, but we're going to go for a nice Log, and we should be just fine here. Okay, if you want to spin the Log to get the extra damage, fine by me. Let's go for the Mega Minion in the middle. Try to play for the Cannon. If I can get the Cannon, I'd probably win the game on the spot. There we go. Look at that. Zap, Fireball, boom. We're taking out the Cannon and the Muskie, and this game is over. Now Mini-P, obviously lane. Now you can't even play Skellies on my Giant. And we're going to block the Skellies in the middle for the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Does he even play it? No, he just cannot win this game. There's no chance. My Mega Minion's locked on the tower. This is game over. Let's go to the next match. Alright guys, next game. This deck is proving to be very strong, especially after these changes. I think I'm just going to go for an Ice Spirit. We'll cycle, get to our Giant. And we also have all these nice, we have both spells and the Mini-P. We have very solid defense. Again, Bandit. Okay, so this could be P.E.K.K.A., which is again tough. But if you play it right, you can actually get a lot of work done here. This is actually a very solid deck against P.E.K.K.A. And no, it's actually going to be the Prince. So I don't really have the Skellies, which is kind of annoying, but I can still go for Mega Minion and actually Log to reset the Prince's charge. And we'll be able to defend this nicely. Not serious, but we'll be just fine. Maybe I can go for like a Musketeer or something in the back. But again, he still has to counter this Mega. Okay, wow. Mega Knight in the back, interesting. So I probably should be thinking about kiting this. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my Muskie on the left lane. And we'll sort of kite the Mega Knight towards the Muskie so that both towers can help. It's sort of the play here against this. So you can even use, it does not just have to be against decks like, with decks like a Hog Rider where you can kite. You can also do it with a regular full HP Giant. I'm going to go for my Ice Spirit here to stop that. E-Barbs will die. We'll have no problems. And I'm even going to go for, I was thinking about maybe going Mini-P at the bridge, but I'm not going to do it. We'll see what our opponent's got. He might have some other nice counter for us. Okay, in hindsight, maybe I should have spammed that because now I would have had a nice push there with the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and the Muskie, but now we have to take a Bandit Dash. Maybe not the cleanest. I should have gone with my instincts and gone ahead and went for that, but it's not too big of a deal. So now that we know it's Mega Knight, though, we can play this a little bit differently. I also have Zap to restart the Prince, so we don't have to worry about using our Log. I'm still going to do the same thing, though. We're going to go Mega Minion, we're going to go for a Zap, and then we're going to go for a Mini-P. I need to make sure the Mini-P goes on the Prince, or we're going to be in trouble. That's very important. And we need to pull everything with the Ice Spirit, and look at the Muskie and the Mega Minion working together. That cleans up the entire push from our opponent. It's so crazy how good this deck is now. Especially anything with like Mini-P and Muskie together is a serious good deck right now. I'll just go for a Fireball, and I'll probably also a Log. That way I don't take any damage. It's 6 for 6. It's not too concerning. Like, we take one, fine. Maybe I could have logged a little bit faster, pushed back a little bit earlier or something. Maybe if I Fireball a little bit earlier, either one. Maybe could have changed the interaction, but still not a bad spot to be in. Let's go for a Muskie in the back. Okay, so now that we know, okay, so obviously we want to go Mini-P to block this. And I'm actually going to go ahead and use my Giant. I'm going to turn the Prince to the other way. Oh, it didn't even go. Oh, I forgot to see, look at that right there. The Prince jumping over the river made it so my Giant couldn't block. Still learning things about these new balances every day at this point. Let's go Ice Spirit to block. We do lose our Muskie because I didn't play that fast enough. Actually, JK. Ice Spirit's just good. Just in time to stop that. But yeah, lots of cards in this guy's deck that I could just stop with a Mini-P, which is kind of funny. Like, not too much threats. I can just go for an easy Mini-P at the bridge. I think he's going to go E-Barb, so I'm going to prediction Log here. I think E-Barb's in the play. No? Where are they? Hello? What? Interesting. We would have won that game anyway. I don't really know what's going on there. That's interesting. Let's go to the next game. That was an interesting ending. I still want to show you guys that because I did some nice things there with the Giant kiting and like utilizing the Zap and the Log to reset the Prince, but not sure what happened there at the end of that game. I'm just gonna go for an Ice Spirit. Hopefully we get a higher level opponent this time. Okay, sure. Maybe this is gonna be P.E.K.K.A. this time. Last time it was Mega Knight, but maybe we'll do something else this time. Okay, Fireball. Okay, immediately Giant Mini-P. So if he does go for a P.E.K.K.A., it's gonna get shredded by the Mini P.E.K.K.A. And my Muskie's still alive too. So this is all great for me. I'm even gonna log this. I want to get my Giant as many hits as possible. Push the P.E.K.K.A. back so the Giant gets a little bit extra time to shoot that, and I can just go for a nice, Mega Minion here. Stop that. Then Zap to reset the Prince. Stop the charge. and then the Mega cleans up the Muskie for me. And look, the P.E.K.K.A for me. And look at that. 1,000 damage against P.E.K.K.A just by going kind of aggressive right at the start of the game. Like, we're already super far up in single. Our opponent doesn't have as much time to get to the cards that they need, like the P.E.K.K.A. At least not quite as much time. And I'll just go for another mini piece. So, like, what else do you have? You have a Bandit, maybe. Okay, Ewiz again. Does that even defend? I mean, if it does... It doesn't. Okay, yeah, Ewiz needed to distract that, but it didn't. So now I actually have this Fireball here. And I'll just go for Ice Spirit to the side. We'll stop all the damage. Look at it. Fireball, Ice Spirit takes out 7 Elixir of value for only 5. Lots of little interactions to learn with this deck, but once you guys master them, this deck is just absolutely nuts. It's so strong. I'm going to go for a Muskie. Unless I have enough Elixir. But again, you also, against P.E.K.K.A, can use the Giant Kiting like before, like what I said. I'm just going to go for a Muskie in the back. Wow, it's actually a Ram Rider. So again, we have the log in this app. We can reset these troops that charge like that really easily. I'm going to go for just a Mega Minion and then a log, just like I said. Very consistent a way of dealing with all these threats. And again, I'm guessing he might try like a P.E.K.K.A on this. I'm not going to go Giant. I'm just going to wait it out. And I'll go for a Mini P right on top like I did before. In the last Dark Prince. Okay, guys, do not go P.E.K.K.A in the back against this. You're going to get punished so hard. I don't know how you're stopping this one right now. I'm going Muskie. I'm going all in here. I don't believe you're holding this. I'm going for a Mega Minion. I'm putting all my Elixir at this push right now. I want to win this game right now. There's no Giant that can be touched by a P.E.K.K.A. We're going right in. Look at that tower already dropping. And now what I want to do is I want to go for a log and then put another Giant, and this guy can just give up. There's no way you're holding this game. No chance. I'm pulling everything over to the middle. I got my Mega Minion on the board. The Ram Rider's dropping. I got another Ice Spirit coming in. There's no chance the your P.E.K.K.A is getting anywhere near my tower. This is an absolute clinic. When you guys use any type of P.E.K.K.A deck against Giant, make sure you don't cycle P.E.K.K.A in the back, because any Giant player worth their salt is going to punish you like crazy for that mistake like I just did. Do not do that. Let's get one more game for this video. Alright guys, one more game. But yeah, make sure you're very careful with this deck. It's absolutely insane. If you play everything well, you're not going to have much trouble with pretty much any deck. Especially, like, obviously sometimes like there's like specific counters, like maybe like multiple counters to Giant in one deck or things like that. But for the most part, in a traditional game, you're going to be just fine. I'll go for, okay, Barbarrel, Dark Prince. This might be the E-Giant matchup I was talking about earlier, and you do need to be a little bit careful of Lightning. But of course, it's nothing too serious. I'll go for an Ice Spirit in the back and try to play for a log and just a nice like Muskie here. Should be fine. We reset the charge, we freeze. Dark Prince goes nowhere, and poison. Okay. So probably not going to be E-Giant with poison. Usually those guys run the lightning because it helps to take out the buildings. But not sure what this is. It looks like it might be something. Maybe it is E-Giant with poison, but that would be crazy. If it's not lightning, we have a great chance here, because there's no way to take out the Muskie super fast. I'm just going to cycle. I'm not confident using a Giant. It could be something like P.E.K.K.A. No, I'll go Giant in the back. I'm going Giant in the back because my friend has just wasted their building, and now there's not going to be a building to defend. And, okay, it is actually going to be P.E.K.K.A, and we are in a very bad spot now. I was not expecting P.E.K.K.A. It was my last assumption. And I'm not expecting P.E.K.K.A because Baby Dragon would normally tell us that it's not P.E.K.K.A. But I shouldn't be afraid yet, because I have Mini P for this left lane. And if I'm really, really clean with my attack, I should be able to, like, actually get a second P.E.K.K.A on the board, which, second Giant on the board before he can get back to another P.E.K.K.A, which should be nice if I can execute it properly. Which should be tough, but it's possible. I can go for this and immediately log everything back. I want to just stall for as much as possible. I also want to zap this. I want to not take as much damage as possible on the left side. I'm not interested in taking damage if I don't have to. I'll go for an Ice Spirit. And hopefully we freeze that. We do, nice, and we actually made a pretty good sort of double Elixir situation from what we had. Now that I'm aware that it's P.E.K.K.A, I'm going to play this deck a lot different, so we're going to be very careful with our Giant. Obviously, we don't want to go right into a P.E.K.K.A. We're going to wait for him to make his mistakes, then we'll punish. I'm going to go Mini P Abyssal. What do you have for this? I'm curious. You can't go P.E.K.K.A because then I go Giant. Okay, Dark Prince is great, sure. I'll go Mega. Also might need to trick him by getting 2 Giants on the board. That might be the only way to win. In fact, I'm expecting that might be the only chance I can win now, because I did play into that without knowing exactly what I was going to, what the opponent had. So that's what I was saying. I don't want to waste a card without knowing, without being confident what our opponents are running. But if he plays a P.E.K.K.A here, I might win the game. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go for a Giant. He's going to play a P.E.K.K.A in the back. Then we're going to start trying to cycle to another Giant, but on the opposite lane. There we go. So now we're going to go here. We're going to go Mini P. We're going to go Ice Spirit. We're going to go Log. And we're going to play a Giant in the river. And how are you going to stop my Giant? I am curious. I want to see your answer to my Giant. We're going Mega Minion. There is no P.E.K.K.A on the board right now. So I have a Fireball. This is the type of thing you have to do against a high-level P.E.K.K.A player. So it's really not easy to win this matchup at all. It's very difficult. In fact, in some ways, there's nothing you can do. Like, sometimes there's like, oh my goodness, are we going to take this tower? It's looking nice. I'm going to go Giant in the middle. Now we have a nice Mega Minion. We are defending everything on the board. Oh, it's a Graveyard. Again, totally had no idea because he was playing this so deceptively. I'm going to play it for like a Mini P, and I might even zap inside here. I don't want to take damage if I don't have to. Like I said, stop everything that you can within your power. And now we're within a chance to maybe Fireball cycle this. This is looking like a win if it's played correctly now. So he goes for the Bar Barrel, trying to protect as much as possible. Again, now he's the one wasting the P.E.K.K.A s. Now I'm the one that can just sit and defend. This is a great spot to be in. Again, we have a nice free Fireball log situation. Don't give those Ewises away, because this type of thing happens every time I get an opportunity. He wants to charge. We're going to zap. We're going to go Ice Spear. We're going to try to stop as much as we can. We might take a lot of damage here, but we have to try. This is almost a great game if I can convert this after the mistake, but almost, but still he's going to be able to just get it up. But still, look at that. Almost coming back in a situation like that. This deck is absolutely crazy. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Alright guys, hope you guys like this deck. It's absolutely crazy. Again, I apologize for not winning the last game, but after not knowing it was P.E.K.K.A and like taking that like 1,000 damage slump, if I would have just been a little bit more patient, we may have, well, just won that game. I know you guys will play it a little bit better than me, right? Anyways, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I'm very, very grateful for you guys. I'm going to link you guys to my last video that I just made on the balance changes. If you did not get a chance to see that, it's going to be right over there. The subscription button's going to be right below, so if you could like and subscribe, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.